Social Security, and President Biden's remarks that this program will sunset every 5 years. Clarification and explanation to the State of the Union address. I have all the details and what you need to know right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, now this has been a hot button issue so far in regards to some remarks that President Biden made during the State of the Union address in regards to Social Security benefits and this program sunsetting, in other words, ending every 5 years unless Congress does something. Well, I do want to talk about this right here in the video and break down the details as well as what was said and what is actually floating around Congress right now, because it's not totally accurate what was mentioned. So let's get into it and discuss all those details. However, really fast before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video, as it's totally free to do so. And because I am your one and only daily advocate, I'm here for you right by your side each and every day, watching all this new information hitting the wire, as it is my dedication, my commitment, and my promise to you and everybody right here in the community to continuously watch all this information, do the necessary research, and break it down into these short videos every single day so you can understand what is actually going on and, most importantly, how it's going to impact you, your money, your benefits, your lifestyle, your bank account. As I completely understand, it is a very confusing, busy, and a very uncertain time right now with everything that keeps coming up. Either way, I'm here for you in any way that I can be. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, and let's get into it and talk about the remarks out of President Biden during the State of the Union address in regards to Social Security and what is actually going on with this. All right, so now before we get into this video, I just want to say this much. I want to make this very clear. I am not making political statements in this video at all. I am not taking political sides. I'm just telling you what is really going on here, okay? So again, I'm not here to bash the president. I'm not here to bash anybody at all. I'm just here to break down the details because it's a hot button issue, and I've seen this in the headlines a ton of times so far. And the State of the Union address was not even that long ago, okay? So let's talk through these details. And please remember, I'm just giving you the details as they're being presented. This is not taking sides either way at all, okay? All right, so here's what it comes down to. During the State of the Union address, President Biden indicated that Republicans want to cut Social Security, and they also want to sunset this program every 5 years. Now, what does this really mean? Let me break down the details because this actually goes back a few months ago based on some remarks out of a couple Republicans. So again, stick with me here. I'm going to bring this all full circle here, and it'll all make sense in just a minute. So basically what sunsetting every 5 years means is essentially Congress would need to vote on it to make sure that it is still funded. Otherwise, sunset basically means like the sun disappearing behind the horizon. Bye-bye. That's it. Until tomorrow. Oh, yeah. I guess it'll be coming back tomorrow, right? Yes, it will. All right. So that's basically what he means by this whole sunsetting thing is, in other words, it's around, it's around, it's around. All is good, nice and sunny. And then all of a sudden it disappears and then it's gone. That's not what's going on with Social Security, okay? Let me make this very clear. Social Security is not going anywhere, and it's not going to go anywhere anytime soon, okay? This program has been around for almost 90 years, okay? In fact, this year it'll be around for 88 years as of this year. Social Security is going nowhere. Okay, so please don't worry about it. All right, so next, let's break down the details and where this is actually coming from. All right, so a handful of months ago, we had a Republican come out and say what they should be doing with Social Security is basically every few years, Congress should be going through and basically adjusting Social Security. In other words, again, I'm trying to break this down into like simple terms to make this as easy to understand as possible because there's a lot of different moving parts about this. But basically they're suggesting, hey, why don't we come around every few years and we vote on Social Security to make, well, not vote necessarily, but basically go through the Social Security program and make sure that this program is working most efficiently. That's what they want to do. They have no intentions of sunsetting Social Security as the president is suggesting, but rather all they want to do is make sure that this program is running efficiently and that there's not a bunch of waste in the program because here's the thing. Do we all completely recognize that Social Security has maybe some financial issues right now? Yeah. Do we also understand that there are a lot of beneficiaries that are receiving benefits well below the federal poverty line? Yeah, let's all say it together. We all know this, okay? So basically what they want to do is they just want to make sure that Social Security is running efficiently, okay? It has nothing to do with cutting Social Security. It has nothing to do with sunsetting Social Security. It has to do with making sure that the program is running properly. That's it. It's like looking at an engine in a car. Do you maybe want to get it tuned up every few years? You probably do. Otherwise, guess what? If it becomes inefficient, now you're burning more fuel, you're, wearing on the tires more, all kinds of stuff. I'm not a mechanic. I don't know anything about cars, by the way. So I'm trying to do my best here, making a good analogy about cars, but I don't know anything about cars. So my point is, it's basically like anything out there. You need to tune things up every so often to make sure it's still running properly. Otherwise, it's going to break down the whole machine, right? So that's basically what is being suggested by this. But the president is suggesting that they want to sunset. In other words, either vote on it and make sure that it's still around, or say, sorry, Social Security is gone. No, that's not happening, okay? Also, by the way, the president did not mention this, but this is also something we want to use as very simple logic right now to better understand the process. Can one party individually get rid of Social Security? No, that's not how it works, okay? You cannot have just one party alone. I mean, unless they had a major, majority in the Senate and in the House of Representatives, it's not going to work that way. That is not the case right now, okay? So, when it comes down to it, and again, he didn't mention this, any type of reform to Social Security or to sunset the program, remember, it would have to be voted through the House of Representatives. It would have to be voted through the Senate, and it would have to get at least the 60 votes in the Senate. And then, when it goes to the president's desk, he would have to sign it into law to make it actually happen. Okay, he didn't tell you that, okay? So my point is all of that going to happen? No, none of that is going to happen, okay? So a lot of really misleading information here that is being thrown around, okay? First off, Social Security is not going anywhere. Social Security is not going to be sunset every 5 years. Basically, all they wanted to do is just make sure that the program is working properly. That's all that they were suggesting, is because when was the last time Social Security was reformed? Good question. It's been a very long time, okay? That's basically all that they were doing. So basically what it comes down to, let me explain this really simply. Each and every year, the federal government basically has a couple $1 trillion of spending that they automatically approve every single year. Automatic approval of couple $1 trillion worth of spending. Social Security is within that. Medicare is within that. And there's other spending out there like discretionary spending, right? So basically what they do is they basically wanted to say, hey, let's take Social Security, rather than being this automatic funding every single year, let's put it into the discretionary category. That means every few years we go into Social Security and we make sure that the program is working properly. We look through everything and we get rid of any potential waste or inefficiencies in the program to make sure that this program is, make sure that it's solvent for many more years to come, and it's paying out all the promised and guaranteed benefits for many more decades to come, and that all the beneficiaries are all in well, rather than just saying, well, it's approved no matter what, every single year it's approved, and therefore maybe potentially putting this program in major financial insecurity, which is where we're currently sitting right now, right? Social Security is totally messed up when it comes to its finances. They got some major problems. Why? Well, it could possibly be because nobody's looked at the program for the most part or made any necessary changes to it to make sure that it's running properly, that the machine is well oiled, if you get my analogy, right? So it's basically what they're doing here. That's all it really comes down to. But the president made it sound like, oh no, everybody wants to get rid of it within 5 years, okay? So that is not the case. Social Security is going nowhere. It's going nowhere. This program is around, has been around for, like I said, this year will be 88 years, coming up on 90 years very rapidly here. It's never missed a payment over this course of time. There's, like 64 million retirees. There's about 9 million disability beneficiaries. Again, a lot of people are drawing benefits from Social Security. It also administers survivors benefits. It also administers SSI benefits. Collectively, there's over 70 million beneficiaries that receive benefits from Social Security. Do you think that's going anywhere? Not a chance. It's not going anywhere, okay? So, when it comes down to it, this is the clarification that I wanted to give you here in this video. And like I said, I've been seeing this all over the place based on these remarks. So I hope this kind of explains a little bit more clearly here. I know that I didn't go into like a huge ton of detail here in this, but I basically wanted to give it to you plain and simple, very easy to understand language here. This is what it comes down to, okay? These are all the details. So, if you've been seeing all the drama thrown around, if you've been seeing all these remarks coming out, if you've been seeing the headlines or your local news possibly talking about it, this is all it really means. At the end of the day, let me just say this much. Nothing is going to happen with Social Security, okay? Nothing. Why do I say that? What have they done over the last few years? The answer is nothing. Why would they do anything now after we got a rah-rah speech out of the president? It's not happening, okay? Nothing is going to happen. Nothing good, nothing bad for the most part, okay? Social Security will just continue to go on doing the same old thing they've been doing for all of these decades, and virtually nothing is going to change, okay? Just because we got a speech out of the president does not mean anything is going to happen. Congress is just going to continue on with the same old thing that they always do, and that's going to be it. Anyway, long story short, I hope that explains it a little bit further. And again, I'm not taking political sides. I think it's just completely ridiculous that we're even talking about this, because why? You know what I mean? Why would we even need to clarify this? This should not be a thing that is like, a back and forth kind of, they said this, we said that, we want to do this kind of thing. Why should we even have this conversation? It's a very important program. We all understand this. Regardless of what side of the aisle anybody's on, we all understand it's a very important program. And the people that pay into these benefits for all of their working lives, they rely on these benefits in retirement. We all agree on this, right? I think we can all probably agree that checks are necessary for a lot of people. That is a no-brainer. Everybody agrees on that, right? Anyway, long story short, hope that kind of gives you a better explanation of what's going on here. And again, I'm not here to bash anybody, but at the same time, kind of here to bash everybody all at the same time. You know what I mean? So again, I'm not taking political sides. I never do. I want to give it to you straight, and this is what's going on. Anyway, hope this one helps you. Again, please subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. I'm here for you in any way that I possibly can be. That's my dedication every single day as I'm digging around, doing all this research and finding this information for you. Also, share this video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out any of the other thousands of videos here on the channel. Until next time, enjoy your day, and I'll catch you again later in the next video.